Back in 1994, before we had giant cinematic universes and endless CGI spectacles, one movie quietly opened a mysterious gateway that would go on to inspire decades of sci-fi storytelling: Stargate. Directed by Roland Emmerich and written with Dean Devlin, this movie mixed archaeology, ancient Egyptian mythology, and interstellar travel into one mind-bending concept. And it changed how science fiction was imagined on screen. But what most people don't know is that Stargate has a surprisingly bizarre backstory. From secret military cooperation and last-minute script rewrites to a cursed prop, real ancient symbols and behind-the-scenes meltdowns, this cult classic hides some seriously weird truths. So let's open the wormhole to another dimension and uncover 15 weird facts you didn't know about Stargate, 1994. Fact 1. The U.S. Air Force helped make the movie look official. While Stargate looks like pure science fiction, the U.S. Air Force actually helped the filmmakers make the movie look more real. They allowed limited access to military bases and advised on uniforms and terminology. Why? Because the Air Force thought the movie's portrayal of scientists and soldiers working together would inspire positive recruitment. Ironically, the same cooperation later extended to the Stargate SG-1 TV series, where real Air Force generals even appeared in cameos. So that official military vibe wasn't all Hollywood, it had real government fingerprints on it. Fact 2. The Stargate prop was so big it had to be built in pieces. The actual Stargate ring prop was over 20 feet wide and weighed several tons. It was so huge that it couldn't be moved in one piece, so the crew built it in sections that were later joined together on set. The symbols engraved on the ring were hand-carved based on real cuneiform and hieroglyphic inspirations, giving it a strange mix of authentic ancient energy and futuristic tech design. It was also motorized, which made it one of the most expensive practical set pieces ever built for a 1990s sci-fi film. Fact 3. James Spader thought the script was stupid before agreeing to play Dr. Daniel Jackson. Actor James Spader famously called the Stargate script a dumb sci-fi movie. He wasn't even interested until his agent convinced him to meet Emmerich and Devlin. Spader later admitted he took the role mostly for the paycheck, but ironically, his character became one of the most beloved parts of the movie. Fans credit his dry humor and nerdy charm for giving Stargate its human heart. Fact 4. Kurt Russell's son hated his costume. Kurt Russell, who played Colonel Jack O'Neill, brought his young son to the set, and apparently, the kid told him the costume made him look like a dorky space soldier. Russell laughed it off, but he later said that moment reminded him that the film was meant to be fun, not overly serious. It helped him balance the tough military role with a bit of tongue-in-cheek energy that fit the tone of the movie perfectly. Fact 5. Real ancient Egyptian myths were used in the story. The idea that the Egyptian gods were actually aliens came straight from Roland Emmerich's fascination with pseudo-archaeology. The production team even consulted Egyptologists to ensure the hieroglyphs and architecture looked believable. The symbols seen on the Stargate itself reference real constellations, and Ra's costume incorporates authentic Egyptian motifs. The result was a fantasy that looked grounded in real history, weirdly blending myth with science fiction in a way no one had done before. Fact 6. The movie accidentally predicted a real NASA discovery. Here's something eerie. Years after Stargate was released, scientists discovered new evidence suggesting that some ancient Egyptian star maps were aligned with constellations not visible from Earth today. The movie's plot about ancient people connecting with beings from the stars suddenly didn't seem so far-fetched. NASA scientists even mentioned Stargate in a 2003 documentary as an example of fiction preceding scientific curiosity. Fact 7. The Stargate sound was made with a toilet flush. The sound of the Stargate activating that whooshing water-like vortex wasn't digital. It was created by recording a slow-motion toilet flush, blending it with air bubbles, reversed cymbals, and the roar of a jet engine. Sound designers layered dozens of strange noises to create something that felt both mechanical and otherworldly. So yes, the iconic wormhole sound started in a bathroom. Fact 8. Ray's costume nearly caused heatstroke. Jay Davidson, who played the alien god Ra, had to wear a massive golden costume that weighed over 70 pounds. The desert scenes were filmed in Yuma, Arizona, where temperatures reached 120 degree, 49 degree. Davidson reportedly fainted multiple times on set. To keep him cool, production assistants literally pumped cold air into his costume between takes. The result looked stunning on screen, but filming it was pure misery. Fact 9. The whole movie was almost called Chariot of the Gods before Stargate. Emmerich wanted to name the film Chariot of the Gods, referencing the controversial 1968 book that claimed aliens influenced ancient civilizations. But the studio couldn't secure the rights to the title, so they came up with Stargate instead. Ironically, that simpler name ended up being much more iconic and easier to trademark for all the spin-offs that followed. Fact 10. The script was written in just 1 month. Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin wrote the entire Stargate script in only 4 weeks. They were inspired by their frustration with Hollywood's lack of originality. They wanted to make something wild, historical, and cosmic, and they did it fast. Emmerich said he got the idea while studying architecture, after reading about how the pyramids' mathematical precision didn't fully match known ancient Egyptian tools. Fact 11. The movie secretly used a real language instead of making up random alien gibberish. Linguist Stuart Tyson Smith created a complete fictionalized version of ancient Egyptian for the movie. He based it on how the language might have sounded thousands of years ago. The actors actually learned to pronounce it correctly, which is why their dialogue sounds oddly believable. Later, the Stargate SG-1 show continued using Smith's language system. Fact 12. Critics hated it. Audiences loved it. When Stargate came out, critics trashed it. They called it silly, shallow, and derivative, but audiences didn't care. They showed up in droves. The film made nearly $200 million worldwide, making it one of the biggest sci-fi hits of the 1990s. That success shocked the studio and proved that fans wanted bold, mysterious science fiction instead of sequels and remakes. Fact 13. There was a hidden message in the pyramid set during production. One of the set designers secretly carved his initials and the phrase "We built this gate" into a stone wall inside Ra's pyramid chamber. You can barely see it in the movie, but it's there. It became a small inside joke for the crew, who liked to think they were leaving their own ancient message behind for future movie archaeologists to discover. Fact 14. Roland Emmerich wanted a trilogy. The director originally planned Stargate as the first in a trilogy that would explore different civilizations connected by the gates, like the Aztecs and the Mayans. But after MGM bought the rights and focused on making the TV series instead, the movie sequels were scrapped. Emmerich later said he still dreams of finishing his original trilogy someday, but with modern technology and new actors. Fact 15. The wormhole water effect was revolutionary. That shimmering blue water inside the Stargate was created by shooting a swirling mixture of gelatin and metallic paint inside a large tank, then overlaying it with CGI. It looked so real that people thought it was an actual liquid curtain. The effect was later reused and referenced in The Matrix and Doctor Strange, meaning Stargate basically set the standard for interdimensional portals in Hollywood. Outro, so there you have it. Stargate wasn't just another 90s sci-fi flick. It was a mix of ancient myth, practical effects genius, and unexpected weirdness that still echoes through pop culture today. From bathroom sound effects to alien linguistics, from Egyptian gods to government advisors, this film built a whole universe out of mystery. It inspired one of the longest-running sci-fi shows in TV history, influenced NASA nerds, and proved that sometimes the wildest ideas are the ones that open new worlds. If you loved diving through this wormhole of movie secrets, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep cuts into old Hollywood weirdness, and tell me in the comments, which Stargate fact blew your mind the most? Until next time, keep your eyes on the stars, and your hands off the big red activate gate button.